Hi guys, happy Wednesday. I hope that you are having a wonderful week. It is chilly here. There's snow back on the ground again. It was like a total blizzard yesterday. I have no idea what's going on. Mother Nature, she's wonky this time of year. But we have hope in our hearts. And so, because we have hope in our hearts, we are going to make a more springtimey card today. Hi, Susan. Hi, Lisa. Hi, Benita. So here is what I have pulled out. Full disclosure, because I was traveling, my stuff is kind of like everywhere. Even my glue I had to like hunt down. So I have pulled out, this is, I can't remember if it was last year or the year before. This is a set from Dawn Woolslagel. This is the Storybook Spring. Super, super cute Easter set. You know what? I'm gonna go right down to the bottom because you don't need to see me. So anyway, so this is super cute Easter set. It's got some cute little florals, a little bunny, lots of spring sentiments. Oh, Chris, well, thank you. It was nice to meet you. I love in person. Like, I love them for being able to meet people in real life because I think that it is, like, we build these relationships online, but it's so special to be able to meet each other in person. Laura, did any meteorite land in your yard? No, it didn't, but it was very, very close. It was very, very close. Okay. So anyway, this is by Dawn. It's a great set. So I'm going to use the Stamps and Dies today. And I'm not really married to, I think I am kind of married to the Spring Vine layering frames. But I'm not 100% sure about the spring medley. So we'll just have to see kind of how it goes organically. But this is what I've pulled out. This is my idea. I am going to grab my Misty. If I could get it unstuck from another Misty. And we'll start stamping and coloring and then going from there. So is anybody else having wild weather? It was like 70 while we were out of town. And then when we came back home, it was like, blech. I love that stamp set. Bonnie, me too. I've always said, like, Dawn's little critters are my favorite critters because somehow she makes them both very adorable and, like, more, I don't even know, like, not, like, cartoony. Like, very adorable and, I don't even know how to describe them. They're my favorite, though. All right. So I'm going to lay this out. And I am going to double check this because sometimes when we have pieces like this that don't connect, it can be hard to make sure they stay in the same shape. And so I like to use my dies for that. Now, if you don't plan on die cutting them out, it doesn't matter. Like, as long as it stamps close, it doesn't really matter because you're not cutting it out. But if you're going to be using it with die cuts, like I am, it's easier if we lay the die down first and then we lay the stamp on top of it to make sure everybody's making friends. And then I'll just leave that there until I pick it up with the door. Susan, spring starts Friday, ladies. Praying for more. So it does seem like it is going to get a bit warmer, but you know what that means in my area, in order for it to switch from snow to warm weather, it has to rain. And I have 2 mud monsters that I am not interested in it raining whatsoever. So I think I'm actually going to skip the bunny this time. And I think I'm just going to do a sentiment. Wishing you a spring full of blessings. That's what I think I'm going to do. I think I'm going to skip the bunny. And I'm just going to do the florals. Now, I kind of want this to... Can I overlap them? Can I overlap them? I'm not sure. Ohio won't get warm until mid-July. That's not exactly inaccurate. I like this one a lot, but I feel like maybe I'm going to use this one to maybe create my own pattern in the background. Oh, you want the bunny. All right, fine. Twist my arm about it. It is a pretty adorable bunny. Susan, we have the mud mats. Hi, Brandon. We have the mud mats. But they still, it gets like squished up in their toes, girl. All right. Now I got to redo this, but that's okay. That was my own doing. I guess I should take this off before I... So this, I remember Dawn saying, this could go on his little bunny head. Does this close the gap to make it a circle, to make it a wreath? Maybe? I'm not sure. So this one, I'm gonna hang tight with. Oh, Dawn's in here. Hi, Dawn. It's just extra. Okay, so it's not meant to, it's just an extra little pretty piece. So maybe I'll use it to close the gap. We'll see. I do like options. Okay. All right. So let's start with this, and then we'll see what shakes out. All right, I'm going to grab my... This would be... Oh, I got to... Here, see, remember to remove your die. Oh, my God, Lori. Denise's mom died? Sorry, just give me a second. People are going to watch this replay and be like, why is there this? Why is there this huge gap in time? But like I just said, like we all build relationships together. No, Lori, you're fine. I'm heartbroken for her. Because unfortunately, I am acutely aware of what that loss is like. And I am heartbroken for her. Okay, well, if you are the praying type, I'm sure Denise would appreciate your prayers because she will certainly have mine. I have her email, I think is the best I've got. So maybe I'll reach out to her that way. Okay. Obviously, we did not get on here to be like, let's be sad together, but we do spend, like, well, like Brandon just said, like, I feel like some of you guys are my close, like, we spend every week together. And, you know, she's one of ours, and I'm terribly heartbroken for her. Okay. Okay. So that actually stamped pretty cleanly the first time. And normally I am a big bold stamper, but this particular design is kind of drawn a little bit softer. So I'm not going to stamp it twice. I'm going to leave it the way that it is and just kind of let it do its thing. I wonder. Dawn, did you? I have an idea. So down here, she has like this little floral cluster. And she's given us all the pieces, parts for it. So I didn't originally stamp these, but I am going to. Look at this little tiny bit. Oh, my Lord, have mercy on my soul. Because you know how I feel about the little tiny bits. Okay. I'm gonna do those. I should clean this, but I'm not gonna. This is like dark stamping secrets behind the scenes, dark stamping secrets. I don't clean my stamps all the time. I don't clean my stamps all the time. Sometimes I just peel them right off of here while they're still dirty, and I stick them on there. And sometimes I go back and clean them, and sometimes I don't. I'm just being honest. I remember a video that Lydia Fiedler did years ago. And she was like, the worst ink that you can leave on your stamps, like it's super damaging. Don't leave it on there. And I was like, oh my gosh, what is this ink? Like, Lydia, what is it? What is the ink? And she was like, it's Versamark. And I'm like, that's the ink I never clean. It's clear. Like, why would I need to clean it off? She was like, never leave it on there. It's not good for your stamps. And I was like, girl, it's on every stamp I own. Versamark is on every stamp I own. Okay, so I don't normally make Easter cards. In fact, someone said, who are they for? And I said, I don't make cards for people. I make them because I want to. Same, Brandon. Same. I mean, like, there are occasionally where I have a recipient in mind, like it's a birthday or a graduation or something like that. But most of the time, I just make them because I want to. All right, so I'm going to pop this out of here. I think we've got enough little guys. Now, let's talk colors. I'm obviously going to use spring colors. I wasn't going to use the bunny. You guys wanted the bunny. So now let's just pick. Are we going to make a gray bunny? Or are we going to make a brown bunny? What color bunny do you want to see? Same, Lori. I make birthday cards more than anything else. Kat, I love that it's something that you do with your mom. That makes my heart so happy. Okay, so we got a brown, gray, brown, chocolate. Benita, I'm not doing chocolate, girl. That doesn't go with my theme. All right, so brown, gray, brown, gray, gray, brown. I need another vote to break the tie. Brown. Okay, we're going with brown. All right, so this is what I have just like bags of bags of bags. So this is what I traveled with. Grayish brown. Bonnie, you stop it, you troublemaker. So this is all of my reinkers and all of the markers that I use to teach my class. I've unpacked literally nothing except my clothes. So I kind of gotta, I apologize that I'm not better prepared, but our travel was quite a disaster due to the weather. So I was supposed to have more time before my live, but I didn't. Sometimes I think I spend more time cleaning up from cards rather than making cards. Lori, isn't that the truth? And that's the worst part. I hate cleaning. I don't want to do it. But then it gets to the point where like I can't see my desk, so I don't have a choice. All right. I think I got them all out. Let me look. I got a 59, a 53, a 57, a 59. I'm probably not going to use all these colors. Thank you for the blessings. I did have the live on Monday night. I did. Which, speaking of, I did see in the Facebook group, and then I saw some of you guys kind of chit-chatting about the Lighthouse kit. And I have a question out there trying to get confirmation if they're going to reorder. I don't know yet. I have not, nobody's gotten back to me yet. I asked yesterday, and then I asked, right. Oh, wait, I have a waiting text message. Stand by. Maybe we did get an answer. Okay, they will be restocking the kit. It should be in a couple of weeks. So, as soon as I know when it is in, I will let you know. Because I know that some of you did miss out on it. So yeah, so they will be restocking. I will try to remember to share that in the Facebook group after we're done here. Talk about timely messages. I know, right? She literally sent me that text message at 1:21. Like I just happened to be talking about it. Okay, so let's zoom in here and look at our little bunny friend. That's the wrong way. Boop, boop. Okay, bunny. I'm gonna keep our bunny pretty light, I think. So I can give him a little pink cheek. All right, so this is what we're going with. I need to get a drink of my tea. All right, so I'm going to use it very, very minimal. of my 59. I'm going to go right in here next to the ears. A little bit under the nose. This is like the littlest amount of, and then right in like the little nooks and cranny of where his little shoulders are meeting his face. So not a lot of dark at all. I want him to be very light. I want a theme park kit like a Ferris wheel and a boardwalk stencil scene. Noted, Brandon. Okay. So now with my 57, I'm going to connect that up there and bring it kind of down around his little face. I'm also going to kind of flick in from the top of his little ears and go about 3/4 of the way down on the inside where that little ear kind of comes over. He's got tall ears, which make him very cute. Okay. The kid selling out has a lot to do with you teaching the class. I don't know why I'm so emotional today. Thank you for saying that, Bonnie. I have had, just job-wise, just a lot of couple of hard weeks where I'm kind of struggling with my own confidence about whether or not this is what I should be doing for a living. So, I really needed to hear that, and I appreciate it very much. So, thank you. God, today's just going to be a day where I'm going to be crying, y'all. Okay. All right. So I did go underneath his nose a little bit. And I'm going to take this right across his little neck and down. Okay. Well, you guys are very kind, and I appreciate that. Thank you. Okay. So now the 57. And then this one we're going to take all the way down. I'm still going to leave this white area because I do want to be able to add in a little bit of pink. The most of what we see is our midtones. So I'm going to kind of close the gap here by the ears. I'm going to go over that 57 to help it blend. Thank you, Lisa. And then I'm going to bring that back around here. I'm going to, underneath his nose, I'm going to fill that in. And then kind of, this is, thank you, Brandon. So this is one's kind of hard to, we just kind of got to guesstimate about where we're going to put his nose, okay? Because we want to leave that area open. So I'm just going to go maybe about, not even 1/4 of an inch, just shy of 1/4 of an inch up. And then I'm going to extend that out there. And then I'm going to meet it. So his whole forehead is going to be this color. And I'm going to go around his little eyeballs, underneath his little nose, and around his little eyeballs. Kind of like that. Like he has a little mask. And then that way I can go in. This is my lightest color. I'm also going to get this part right here. And then this, I'm going to take right over his little face. I'm going to leave a little spot open for his nose. Now, if you feel like it's not blending, you can just go back over it and kind of work that area. Sometimes we can take what we call the tip to tip method, and we can come up with an in-between color. And put that down, and it will help with the blending. But then also giving it a little bit of time to dry will also help. And in doing his face, I have completely forgotten about his body. He's naked down here. So we have to go back in with this E55. And then with the E53. Okay. So for his little pink nose, I'm going to do an R20, and I'm going to kind of flick that up into the brown. And I'm also going to go right over his little whiskers and put in some pink. This is also going to be what we use for his little ears, and I'm going to flick it right up into that E53. Just like that. If you want it, naked bunny, cover your eyes. If you want it to be a little bit lighter, like so you can see that pink cheek a little bit better, you can go in with like an E50. That's kind of the next one. Well, there is a 51. But you can go over this area here, because remember, lighter colors blend out darker colors. It'll remove some of that darkness. So if you feel like his face got a little bit dark and you want to see that little blush pink, you could just go in with a little bit of a lighter color. I do want to add a little bit of darkness back in here. Okay. Okay, so there's our cute little bunny. And so now let's look at some spring colors. So a lot of times when we're looking at spring colors, we think that like we're talking about pastels, which is true. But doing the pastels doesn't mean that we don't want any contrast. We do still want contrast so that we still have dimension. So I'm going to use, I think, a little bit of a different combination today. So for the greens, I think I'm going to use these, a G00, a 02, and a 05. Now remember, we don't want black. No, I'm not going to do them black, Lisa. We don't want there to be Let me just, before we start doing this, am I zoomed in enough? This set does also have a stencil, Lori. Yes, it does. Am I zoomed in enough? You tell me. I can go in closer. I'm gonna get a sip of tea. Will you tell me? Okay, wonderful. So we're just gonna take our darkest color into this little greenery, and we're just gonna do little dots at the base. With the bigger ones, we can kind of extend it out a little, but not much. This one is going to get like dots on either side because it's tucked behind. The larger ones, little lines. So it's funny, we're talking about bunnies. In the fall, they have like a little, I don't even remember what they call it. It's something the police department puts on, like a little trick-or-treating thing in the park, like a trunk or treat, but they call it something else. And this year, they had a petting zoo. And so they had different animals and stuff that the kids could hold and pet and all that jazz. And of course, they had bunnies. And so on the way home from there, Jellybean loved the bunnies. So anyway, she loved the bunnies. So on the way home, she was like, "Mommy, can we get a bunny?" And I was like, "No, girl, we can't get bunnies because we have dogs. And I don't know how the doggies would do with the bunnies." And she was like, "Oh, okay. So can we sell the dogs so that we can get bunnies?" I was like, "No. No, we cannot sell the dog so that we can get bunnies. Get out of here." All right, so now we've done all of our little dots. We're moving on to our second one. This is our mid-tone. This is what we're going to see the most of, okay? And because these don't have a lot of real estate, we don't have to do a lot of work to blend them. We want to go over, I'm going to get these little guys here. Dawn, those are so small, I don't even know how you drew them. So we're going to extend, and we're going to go over the dark color and then extend it out. Oh, she was like, bye dogs. I want a bunny that I can hold and cuddle. And I was like, yeah, no, that's going to be a no for us. And then yesterday, while I was doing my voiceover for the ice cream video, I get a text message, which of course I just barely glance at because I'm in the middle of doing something, right? And I see that it's from my son who is in the same house as me. So I make sure that it's not an emergency, and then I go back to doing what I'm doing. When I get done doing what I'm doing, he's like, "Hey, did you see my text message?" And I was like, "Briefly, but I didn't really read it." And he was like, Can you go in and read it now?" And I'm thinking like it's something that he really wants to communicate to me, right? Like he's asked me about it 2 or 3 times and it's important and he wants me to read it. I open it up and it is, I will give him credit. I'm going to read it to you. I'll give him credit because it was a well put together text message. It was well composed. Okay. Mind you, he starts with a heart. Okay. I want you to see that part. You should get me and Caitlin a chinchilla. Chinchillas are really good animals and they do not make a lot of noise. This makes them a great pet. Chinchillas are very soft and gentle. They have a lot of personality, which makes them fun to be around. I think chinchillas are really cute and it would be easy for me and Caitlin to have fun with them. Chinchillas do not smell bad like some dogs. They are happy if you take care of them in a regular way. Having a chinchilla would be a lot of fun, would be a great companion. It would be really nice to have a chinchilla. It would make me and Caitlin very happy to have a different pet in the house. Love, Nathan and Caitlin. Like, clearly, okay, in writing, in English, they are teaching them how to compose a well thought out paragraph and show all of their research points. And he did an excellent job at doing that. Are we going to get a chinchilla? Absolutely not. We still will not own a chinchilla. Oh, man. I really love how, like, his selling points are like, they do not smell bad. They are soft. I think they would be fun. At least he didn't ask for a ferret. Oh, they don't live long? Then I definitely am not getting a chinchilla. Yeah, so my goddaughter, which you guys know is my best friend's, we're just gonna fill in with the lightest color, fill in the rest of the way, is my best friend's daughter. She did get a ferret for her birthday. So I am very glad that they did not ask. I mean, I would still say no. So I guess it doesn't matter how he asked. I'd still say no. But here's why. I grew up, and everybody grows up differently. Okay. I grew up in a suburb, but it was a suburb that bordered on rural. Okay. Like in the town next to me, they had drive your tractor to school day. Okay, so we were a suburb, but we bordered on very rural. And one of the kids that I grew up with, in my development, had basically like a petting zoo. I mean, I don't know how else to describe it. They had a ferret, they had dogs, they had cats. But then here's where things take a turn, okay? They had sugar gliders. They had a pot-belly pig. They also had, what was the other stinky thing that they had? They had a pot-belly pig, and he had like a trough that he ran around outside, like a pet door out to his little gated trough. Which, by the way, if you've never had a potbelly pig step on your foot, I can tell you it is excruciating and bruises almost immediately. So, like, they just had a lot of weird, kind of not traditionally domesticated animals. And their house had, I don't know how to say, their house had an aroma. Okay. It was hard to be in the house and breathe the air. It was lacking in oxygen, the house. So no, I'm like, no, I'm done. I don't want any of those things. Okay. Next, this pink that we've put on our bunny. We're gonna you also do in our flowers, because you guys know things feel. Yes, Lisa, I'm being polite. Yes, yes, I am being, I am being polite. So anyway, so I'm going to repeat this pink in these flowers. So again, I'm going very pastel, but I do need a darker color, a little bit of a mid-tone to give me some dimension. That was my ex. We had ferrets, chameleons. Brandon, what's a Kundamundi? What is that? I got to Google it. Various other reptiles and a pygmy pig. Well, I don't know. Is it one word, a chameleon Kundamundi? There's no comma. I can't tell. Is it just a Kundamundi? I'm not entirely sure. I think the kids having a small pet to take care of and be responsible for is good for them. I would agree. And maybe you weren't around, Kim, when I tried the fish. But the fish kept going belly up. So we had to let them go. Okay. I want to do these blue. Kundamundi was the worst. It would only eat stone fruits and throw skin at the wall. Brandon, the stories you must have. That's okay if you don't use commas. I just didn't know what it was, so I wasn't sure. Okay. So I'm not going to do, I want to do the little trumpet ones blue. So I think I'm going to do these, some pink and maybe some yellow. No, I'll do the yellow in the center, some pink and maybe some orange. So this is my darkest color. And oh, it's upside down. This is my darkest color. And so I'm just adding it around the center of the flower. And I might extend it up just a little bit if I can tell that one petal is on top of the other. But I'm not adding a ton because remember, we want them to be pastel. So, yeah, I'm going to do this one pink. And 1, 2, 3. This one will not be pink. He wanted a kangaroo, but I put my foot down because it can't be potty trained and would have to wear a diaper all the time. A Kundamundi is a small mammal related to the raccoon. Okay, I have to know. I want to know. I want to know now. I'll be very quick about it. I know a lot of you here are just here to see the coloring and you don't care about the other thing. But Kundamundi. Look at that thing. Look at that tail in your house. Oh, the babies are cute. Yeah, the babies are cute. I see how maybe that got sucked in. The babies are cute, but this I don't like this at all. I don't like the fangy thing. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. But the babies, I do see how maybe I could get sucked into a baby Kundamundi. Okay. Back on track. Yeah, we had guinea pigs when I was younger. And so I did when Peanut was a bit younger, I did look into maybe a guinea pig, but I do not think that the dogs would do well with such a small animal. You know, one that resembles prey so much. I'm watching the chat, barely watching the coloring, and that's okay, Barbara. That's okay. That's the fun of the lives. You know that I'll edit it down and turn it into a regular video, so you can catch the coloring then. Oh, Lord. All right. Are you a dry little sad marker? You are. Okay. Hold on. We gotta find a different one. That one's too sad. Let's go the next one down. That'll do. Hi, Eleanor. We've had a lot. Girl, we're on an emotional roller coaster today. There's a lot going on. So anyway, I did look at guinea pigs when he was little, but that I just didn't think that they would do well. And I didn't think they would do well because I had the guinea pig and we also had a dog. If you've watched my channel, you've probably heard this story before. We had the dog and the guinea pig and the dog and birds. And the dog, who was a lab, knocked over the bird cage and the guinea pig cage. And then he chased the birds around. The evidence that we found was some feathers, so highly suspicious that the bird went to be with Jesus. The other bird flew to the top of the china cabinet and survived. And the guinea pig was missing for 2 weeks until finally, like, the dog kept going back by the china cabinet. And so finally somebody like moved the china cabinet and there is this poor guinea pig still alive by the grace of God, slicked back, his fur completely slicked down because the dog could not get behind the china cabinet to get him, but his tongue could. So he had just been licking the guinea pig for 2 weeks, just licking him down like an appetizer. So no, I didn't think the dogs would do well. Okay, I'm gonna do, I want these to be blue. I'm gonna do these orange. Oh, look at this. Is a sad little dry one too, because I bet you I took the one that's not dry. I bet you I took it to Cape Cod. Affirmative. Okay. Actually, I think this is going to be too bright. I already am having feelings. So let me grab my little... Where's my chart? I know my stuff is a mess, but somewhere in here is a Copic chart. But I can't find it. We're just going to have to be on a wing and a prayer here. Let me try this 14. That might be a little yellow too. Let me try that. That's a bit softer. And I think it'll blend out better. All right, so we switched it, flipped it. Now we're doing a 14. And then this one. And then this one. Okay. and then the 2. If you remember last week before last, my days blur together. We used a similar kind of orange combination that was a little bit softer. Oh, the mini goats. The goats are cute. I cannot deny that. When Nathan was little, Eric's parents, he was probably like 5, maybe 6. Eric's parents took him to a petting zoo, and they had like the little mini goats, and it didn't matter where they went in the petting zoo. He would always be like, "Can we go back and see the goat?" Like, he was straight up trying to talk his grandparents into being like, "Can we bring this goat home?" Okay, I did miss a little green guy. I'm gonna come over here and grab him real quick. Sometimes that happens when we got a lot that we're doing. Yeah, I don't blame you, Barbara. I don't, that's not for me. Okay, so now we're going to do like a true blue. 21, 24, 26. Okay, so we're going to do this, which is more of like a traditional blue. And so I'm going to do the bottom with the dark, and then just one little swoop inside the trumpet part. Oh, I forgot this down here. So again, very minimal dark color. That doesn't mean we're not going to have any dimension. This just really goes to show you that you don't need a ton. You can be very light-handed and still get good dimension. So now then this is the 24, which I'm going to get the back half of this with underneath this little cup. And we'll just kind of like flick them toward each other. So the back half underneath the lip, because I want to keep that front part nice and light for our dimension. I actually think I did, when this first came out, I think I did, oh, did I do a watercolor version with like an emboss resist? I feel like I did. And I can't remember if this came out. I think it came out 2 years ago. Maybe Dawn can confirm. But I do think it came out 2 years ago. All right. And then the last, we're going to get this front one and fill in our centers. Oh, I love those little blue ones. I mean, I know I'm partial because blue, but adorable. Also, I did want to mention there's a link below in the description to the sales page. Honeybee just added a bunch of new stuff to their, oh, look, I missed one. To their sales section. 2 years. Thank you, Dawn. To their sales section. So there's lots and lots. Bye, Kim. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming. But they've added a bunch of new stuff, and they always have pretty good deals. And their deals are not just on stamps and dies. Like their deals are on all of their things. Okay, so now I need to do the yellow. 24. 23, 21. I feel like one of these is dry, and I think it's this one. We don't have a lot of real estate here. So I'm going to do two. I'm going to do a YR24 and a Y23. I would normally do the YR21, but this one is dry. Well, I can try it. I'm not sure if it'll make it through or not. Yeah, see now I gotta, if I don't have a re-anchor for it, I gotta get one. Okay. So in addition to the centers, I'm also going to get these little flowers on the sides. So I'm going to go through and get those. I'm keeping the darker part into the center of those smaller flowers. I feel like this is a very spring color combo. Okay. Really big fan of that. Needs more black, Lisa. Stop it. All right. So I'm going to back us up now because we need to do some die cutting so that we can figure out our layout. So I'm going to come over here. Bunny. That's this one. Is it this one? Or is it the other one? Nope, it's that one. Okay. And then here. Now I got to use the trick for the little one because there ain't no way your girl going to be able to figure out which one is which. This one. Thank you so much, Laura. All right. So I'm pretty sure my regular roll of mint tape is also still packed. So I'm going to use what I have on my desk. And if I run out, I do have the big one, the biggin. These little ones are kind of hard to tape. Okay. There we go. These do take just a little second to line up. So part of the reason my stuff is all over is because one of the traveling and like packing up to take stuff with me, but also because of all the kitting that I did before I left. So that stuff's still like in my dining room. So because I lost my cleanup day due to travel, I'm backed up. I think we are going to have to cut one. This is the big one. This is the biggest. So I have the 1-inch one where I can just tear it. This is the big guy. He works just as well. You just have to trim him. That's all. Okay. So then see, because we laid that out onto the die, that was pretty easy to line up. I didn't really have any issues. You need family to step in and help clean up and organize again? Yeah, I do. I don't know what I would do without my sister. I literally don't know what I would do without my sisters. All right, so I also want to, normally I'm not a colored cardstock girl, but I do think this would be very beneficial to me if I had like a little colored cardstock moment. Do I even have a paper trimmer up here? Oh, just the guillotine. Just the guillotine. My other ones are downstairs. Which is, some card makers use a guillotine for everything. I like the sliders, but they do work. And I love, I have to have it for my like 3D embossing. All right, so now 4 1/4. Okay, there we go. Lock that in place. So, not to go back to being Debbie Downer, but if somebody has Denise's address, can you email it to me? Okay. So remember, let's do this. Let me figure it out before I'm married to it. I think we're gonna leave out the spring medley. Thank you, Susan. All right. Do I want it to be this? No. I think I just want this piece. I think I just want this piece. So Lori, if you go to my website, there and you scroll down to the bottom, bottom, there's a contact me form that you can send me a message. I want her home address is what I would like. I have her email. I want her home address. Okay. Now I'm back to the trimmer again. I am making sure that I am centering this, not because I'm going to use the back piece today, but I will probably use it another day, and I'm cheap and I'm not going to waste it. So, all right, there's that. Let's die cut these bad boys. I gotta get this thing up here. I gotta move these guys. And I gotta get these guys up here. There we go. Alrighty. Gonna feed this through here. I'll have to do them separately. That's no big deal. Okay. So that's done. Just going to double check. Yep, everything cut through. And then I'll do this piece here. Okay. We don't know what we're doing for our sentiment yet. So now let's see. Let's see what we're working with. Hi, Daphne. We are doing a spring card. Beth Ann, you can find Dawn at W+9. That is her YouTube as well as her Facebook, and her Instagram is also, it's W+9, but I think it's like Dawn at W+9. Hi, Jennifer. I gotta get a little pokey guy to get that little guy out. Okay. Gentle, gentle, gentle. There we go. All right, now let's see what our pieces are looking like. So we have this, and then we have our little flowers. Very soft, very spring. We have our little bunny. Hello, friend. So originally my thought was to kind of lay this down here I do think that would work. You can also put his little flower crown on. Which is cute. Or we could take this off and we could connect the two with this extra flower. So, like Dawn said in the beginning, it gives us options to make a complete wreath. I like this one, I think. But it's good to know. It's good to experiment. You could probably even... So let's put this guy down here. You could probably even use the little flower crown to connect the two and make a wreath. That also works. So there's lots of ways. Beth Ann, it could absolutely be a baby card. That is totally true. I feel like as an industry as a whole, like we're losing the love of stamping, and it breaks my heart because I love them so much. The crown does fit on her head. Yes, Lori. That was its original intention. Okay. So I think I'm gonna do the bigger one to have more blue. Now let's find our sentiment. So these are a little bit too big. Like that, like in the middle, that would be great. Or wishing you a spring full of blessings. I'm looking at maybe sending spring greetings. Here, sending spring greetings. And then we could do on the inside, like sending spring greetings and then hoping your day is filled with family, friends, and love, or may every day bloom with happiness for you this spring. Like there's a lot of little, sending a spring hello. That's cute too. There's a lot of little like inside sentiments that you could put in there. That would be really cute. Okay. But I still love the look of stamping too, and it kind of makes me sad that it's like a dying art. I think the industry is moving a lot towards die cutting because I think that there are creators in the industry that prefer die cutting, and so that's a lot more of what you see. But yeah, stamping is my first love, and it still is. I like the stencils, and I think stencils are great for different techniques. And even if you're not a colorist, it allows you to use the stamps, a little bit easier. But I think stamping on a whole is kind of being left behind, and it makes me sad. Okay. All right. I like this. I feel like I would like this more if it had a little frame, because you guys know I love a little frame. But I also think I would like this more if this had some texture. So you can do that with a pattern paper. But you guys know me. I didn't buy a lot of pattern paper. because I was cheap. And so I am not going to use pattern paper. I am going to make my own. So, do this a couple of different ways. I'm going to do it as a tone on tone. Let me see. I got to do a little, this is like my trash bin. I got to do a little, that might be a little bright. Oh, you know what might be good? I never use oxides for anything. For literally anything. And I know everybody loves them. And I just never think to grab them. But let me... Because they do dry back softer. So let me look back in here and see. I have a couple of doubles, man. I should do a giveaway. Where it's going to be like the last place that I'm looking for. You stop it. Let me check this one. We should be influencers and make them trendy again. Girl, I'm out here trying. I'm trying. I'm trying. Oh my gosh, where is this finally? Nope, still too dark. All right. We got to go back. Do I have a... Oh, you know what? I bet I do have something from... Altenail. Stand by. Oh, I got to get over here. Let me try this one. Yep. Perfect. Okay. Sorry, don't mind my head. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to tone on tone stamp these bad boys. I am going to do a little test run. Let me grab this over here. Yeah, Dawn did have pretty good inks. Okay. So I don't know if you can see that. It's pretty pale on the white, but that's pretty much what we're going for. Because we're just looking to add interest. So now you might be saying to yourself, Kelly, why are you using an acrylic block? And why are you not using a stamp positioner? Because it's faster. So we're going to start in the center. It's faster to use an acrylic block than it is to use a stamp positioner. And I'm just going to, I start in the middle because that way there'll be no areas that are left uncovered. They don't have to be perfect, remember. we are just creating some interest into the background. Pink Fresh and Altenew Fresh Dye Inks are very similar to your old formula. I am very interested to see what Pink Fresh's new inks will be like. Okay. And the other thing is you want to make sure that when you're stamping off of the page, because it gives the illusion that your pattern continues on past just what we see on the paper. I know it's probably pretty hard to see on the screen. I will zoom in. Let me go this way. What are you stamping? Yeah, I know it because it's tone on tone, Brandon. It's actually this image right here. This floral right here that has all of the same florals, but we just didn't use it in our design. Okay, let me zoom in here. Okay. So it's just a repeat pattern. In different orientations of the same stamp. Because it's just going to add a little bit more interest. So it's not just a plain blue piece of paper. So Dawn said for cardstock, she likes Concord 9th and Altenew cardstock. I like Concord 9th and Altenew cardstock as well. But my favorite is Spellbinders. Okay. So now, and actually, I don't know if you saw yesterday, Honeybee, what did I do with it? Honeybee is now sourcing their cardstock from Spellbinders. So that will be available in the shop. They already sell some of them, but they'll be doing their own, what do they call them? Hive hues. They'll be doing their own packs. So they have a neutrals and a, hold on, I can't remember the name of what the other one was called. We have a neutrals, and I think I put it all back in this box. Hee 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 hee. Nope, that's just the kit. What did I do with the cardstock? Anyway, they're on the website. I can't remember. Earth Tone, Susan, you angel. Do you have a few favorite colors of Altenew cardstock? I love their puffy heart. I love their what is it? Galactic? Is that what it's called? It's like a beautiful teal color. Okay, so now I'm going to trim this stamped piece. Beep, 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 beep. Because I want to I want to frame it on white. I know that's not for everybody, and that's totally okay. Framing it is for me pretty much always. It's pretty much always for me. So, and because we just did a random pattern, I don't have to worry about how I trim it. I can just trim a little off of each side. Thank you, Lori. I miss Barely Peach that make it into the... No, the color wheel. I don't think the Barely Peach made it. Which I know was like a big bummer for all of us. Let me cut off the side. I think the closest that they have to that is their blush, I think is what we were told when we asked. But I do think that they... Sorry, I'm just checking to see which side I like less. Okay. Yeah, I do have the full 48 as well. But I don't know if it made it. All right. You know, I'm cheap, so I'm going to reuse this piece of cardstock back here. Well, I mean, I guess I could keep it because I could use it on another card. So fine. I'll use a regular piece of cardstock. Okay. I'm just going to glue this down. Oh, we still need to do our sentiment. I'm getting ahead of myself, guys. Just going to get that straight. Okay. I'm pretty sure this is, what is this? Cascade? Malibu? This is a Spellbinders as well. And I know that I have a scrap piece in here somewhere that I can do my sentiment on because I used it in my color theory class. Yeah, I think they said that was the closest one, but they're not the... Are they close, Dawn, or no? Thank you so much, Beth Ann. All right. So I'm just going to throw this bad boy in here. We're going with the Sending Spring Greetings. I'm going to put that in there. They are the same lightness, but the blush is more pink. I hate to ask, but could I ask for healing prayers? I've developed drop foot again. I've been having heart issues again. Julie, of course. Absolutely. Okay. Where is my one of the class? I think that's the dry one. One of the classes that I taught, which if you're interested in, will be available. We're gonna do them on the website with the kits and stuff again, like we did last time. So one of the I do have the... I'll have my honeybee kits from my classes from this Crop on the Cape. So those will be up in the next couple of weeks if you're interested in them, and we'll do a live stream and make them together. Okay, so I'm using white pigment ink. That one's a little sloppy. I did treat with my anti-static tool. I'm going to smush that down and do that again. And to use a different ink pad than I normally would use because mine is packed away. Okay. Bye, Brandon. Okay. This is a busted piece of paper, but it'll do to get our job done. Okay. Now, let me find the die for this. I think it's this one. I just want to make sure it's cooled off because you can smear it if it's still hot. Grab a little guy here. My Scout I packed to take with me. So that is also still packed. So I'm just going to pop down to the ground and die cut our sentiment out. Okay, now back here. Well, Lori, that's very generous of you. My sister has talked to me several times about being like, we need to do like a card raffle or put the cards on the website so people can purchase them if they want to, or give them away or do something, because they're just building up in my they are literally just building up in my craft room. I need more white embossing powder. Anyone have a favorite? I use the Hero Arts white detail embossing powder for the most part, but I also have had good results with the pure white from Altenew, and I have not tried it myself, but I have heard amazing things about the alabaster from Bruce Monroe. All right. I have to put this on here because I can't, I would need to make sure it doesn't hang over, but I don't want to get glue on my background unnecessarily. I'm going to scoot this down just a little. Okay. All right. Boop. And then I have to act quick because I got to get my bunny behind this before it dries. See, I don't even have my tweezers. Thank God I have a spare. Just pop that up a little. Slide my bunny in. Okay. So Jennifer, I've tried to donate them, and there's not a lot of places around me that will take card donations. Okay, so then this is going to complete my wreath. Just like that. And then this little guy will go down here. He's most adorable. Hi, Betsy. All right, I'm going to get this straight. And then add my little sentiment down here at the bottom. Excuse me, sir. Get in line. Okay, there's that. SBC has a donation program called Cards for Kindness. I did not know that. Maybe I'll have to look into that. I think the stamp you used on the blue would also look good on the white stamped in that pale peach. Lori, I agree. Okay, so I am gonna pop this up. Like we've put everything together there, and I'm gonna use our foam tape to pop this up. Oh man, even my non-stick scissors are packed. Everything is packed, my friends. It won't be like that next week. Okay. Gotta scoot that over just a little bit. Okay. Okay. Well, yes, she does, and I'm sure she will be over later this week. She was actually very busy watching both my sisters were very busy watching my children while I was out of town. All right. So now we're going to get this popped up. I'm not going to push it down yet. I just want to make sure it's centered. And I think we pretty much nailed it. So I'm going to go ahead and push that down. Now, normally, you guys know I would color in my edges and stuff, but because this backer piece is white, I don't feel like it's necessary. I feel like it blends in as part of this piece from the spring vine. And so I'm just going to let it be. But I am, of course, going to add gems and such. All right. So we got some clear glitters. Put a little on his nose, because why not? Oh, Lisa. Ouch. Girl, that's a no thank you. All right. I'm going to do, oh, I need to clean that off. Okay, there we go. I'm going to do a little dot in his little bunny eyeballs. And then I am just going to do some little dots around like the center of the flower just to add. I'm going to do it in the center of these flowers too. These little ones, I'm going to add a little highlight along the side. Do my little dots around the center of these flowers just to add a little bit of extra interest. On the lighter side of the trumpet flowers, I'll add a little highlight. Okay, I guess I could do a little highlight on his nose. Cute, cute. You could also, if you wanted to, you could do his whiskers white. And then I am going to do some rhinestones, I think. Let me... slightly light. This will work. By the way, Honeybee is finding a new manufacturer for their gems. They're in the process of it, which means all of these ones are being retired. So they are discounted. So if you're like, hey, I love them sticker rhinestones, and you use them on everything like I do, now's the time. Because they are they're all discounted. Okay. So I'm also going to put some in here. Just to kind of fill up that space. Oh, you know what? I'm so used to using these. I'm so used to using these that I put glue down, but I don't even need glue because they're stickers. What is the matter with me? Okay, well, they're down now. So I guess that's what we're doing. Okay, so I'm gonna do a couple of different colors, I think. I'm going to do these ones. These are kind of like a pinkish iridescent kind of color, which I really like. Oh, you did? Yeah, that's so when I had texted Lisa to ask about the thing, she did tell me, she was like, sorry, I'm training someone. So yeah, it must have just gotten filled. Okay. And then I think up here we'll do like a little mix of the little pink and the yellow. You know what? I could probably do a little mix of the yellow down here too. Over here. I'll hold on to you. You come with me. I'll put this little orangish kind of yellow color down here. Maybe we'll do some greens. Where'd you go? A little yellow guy, I think, up there. Okay. So it just kind of fills that in. And then you can always add them, like always. It doesn't matter what you're doing. Like you can always add them into the center of your flowers. Which will add, you know, more shine. If you're looking to add more shine, which I pretty much always am. So. Okay. All right. So this is our little guy. Let me zoom in here so you can see him. Wrong way. Too much. So I think he's really cute. Very spring. Coloring up our pastels, but not giving away our dimension. He or she looks very bonita. She's very cute. All right, so let's bring me back in here. Hello. So we need to do our giveaway. We need to do our giveaway. Okay. So we're just gonna, you know how we do. We just scroll around until we find something that maybe might be a winner. Is that Eleanor? Eleanor did. I feel like Eleanor just won, but that's okay. Because, girl, you show up. Because here's like, I know everybody's always like, oh, I just won, or she just won, or what, you know, just won, or whatever. But like, because there's always the same like handful of us. We're always going to have repeats. So yay, Eleanor. I'm very excited. Eleanor, if you did not get a lighthouse kit, they will be restocked if you want to save your kit for that. So let's show you this. I know you already know this, but I'm going to show it to you anyway. You're going to send an email to customercare@honeybeestamps.com, and you're going to let them know that you were the winner of today's live stream. And I'm super excited for you to get some goodies. And thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I know it was like an emotional roller coaster today. And if you were like, hey, I was way too consumed with what was happening in the chat, which I totally get. It was a very interesting conversation today. I will edit this and have it on my own personal channel in the next couple of weeks. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I appreciate your time, and I will catch you on the next one. All right. Bye, guys.